Sports Blitz Live is on the air with full coverage of the Auburn Tigers,
Touchdown Auburn!
the Alabama Crimson Tide,
Off to the inside, intercepted Alabama. Touchdown run!
and everything college and high school sports. Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sports Blitz Live.
Oh, we up yet? Well, we got Auburn Blitz on there. We're not Auburn Blitz. So.
No.
And we didn't get a cue, so, man, I don't know what the heck we're doing out here. I guess we're welcoming Sports Blitz Live, everybody. Presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. And, boy, we are, like, blown out, too.
Now the logo's correct.
The logo's correct, and I look like I've been in a cave for, like, 20 years with no sun. So, anyway, maybe we'll get it all squared away. That is not how I intended to come into the show tonight, so I apologize. Welcome into Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. That's a lot better.
Yeah.
Right there. And I look like we've been on the beach there.
Yeah.
So we get a little bit of color to us. So not so pale. JJ, good to see you, man. You and I don't get a chance to do this very often together. And glad to be on here. And, man, is there a lot to talk about? I don't even know where to begin, dude.
Well, there's, you got your normal stuff going on this time of year. College basketball's, in the heat of conference season, and Super Bowl's 2 weeks away. And, you got all that. But now, thanks to the wonderful world of transfer portals and legal cases and, high school hullabaloo and, everything else going on, there's quite a bit to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about. And my phone continues to blow up about everything going on. You and I, well, our group, we have a vested interest in the Alabama High School Athletic Association. It's no secret. Randy and I did a 2-hour show Saturday about all this, the reclassification. We had a full rundown of that, and that was a major deal this past week, and then there's still a lot of fallout, and there's still a lot of things coming down the pipe about this, and it was a monumental decision by the HSA. Everybody's been kind of waiting for about a month because this thing usually takes place in December, and they pushed it back to January. JJ, and just kind of figuring out where this thing's going to go. The private schools now have their own championship games. They have their own championship bracket, and they can still play public schools during the regular season. But now there are 6 classifications in public school and 2 private school classifications. And we broke this thing down every which way we could on Saturday. JJ, there's good parts about it. There's bad parts about it. There's never going to be a scenario that makes everybody happy. We know that. There's a lot of legislators that are jumping on board here thinking that this is not a good idea. You're just getting hit left and right from all different areas. I don't know. I haven't heard your thoughts on it. I'll give mine in just a minute based off of what we talked about on Saturday. But I'll kick it to you, man. What's your thoughts on the initial reaction?
Well, all right. So, and this is, I'm going to sound a little bit like an old man yelling at the clouds kind of thing, right? But schools are meant to represent the community they're in. And I include private schools in that. I've got nothing against private schools. I myself am a product of a private school. So I got nothing against private schools at all.
We don't have a dog in the fight on either side.
No. I think anytime you make it, and this I would offer to any legislator who may be listening, right? I think anytime you create a scenario or a situation where schools are pitted against each other in a competitive atmosphere for athletes, instead of being an educational institution that is there to serve its community, then you create a problem. And that's what we have going on now. What nobody wants to see is schools in the community losing all of its best athletes to the private school in the next town, or even in the public school to the public school in the next town.
Right.
This all ties in. It all goes together. It's not too dissimilar from the transfer portal nonsense that we go through, from the where you've got situations where you've got a head coach at one college texting a student at another while he's in class to try to get him to leave that school.
We're going to dive into all that a little bit later.
Yeah, but it all goes together. So I think you've got to have, the school in your community is the one you should attend. And if you choose to go to a private school, your parents choose to send you to a private school, I'm for that.
Right.
I don't think the public schools should lose any funding because you made that decision. That's my personal take on it.
Sure.
Because that's what the public school is there for, to serve that community. And then if you did that, then you know how it is, Brett. It goes in cycles. You've got some years you've got a great group of seniors and juniors. Some years, you might have a freshman class you're just praying grows up fast. And that's the way it's meant to be. And I wish we could establish a set of rules that sort of enforce that and not create legislation or a set of rules that discourage that, if that makes sense.
No, it makes.
I don't know what the answer is. I just wish there was one.
Yeah, I don't look. There's a couple elements involved in this: the multiplier and the competitive balance. And I talked to a lot of people over the last 2 or 3 weeks as this decision was coming down the pipe, and they kept it really tight-lipped. Nobody knew anything. Like, there were speculations on I saw multiple different things that could happen, and none of them happened. This was not what everybody really thought was going to come down, and when I look at it from the public and the private school, I hear both sides.
Sure.
And the private school, the AISA, let's kind of go back, JJ, talk about this. The AISA, they've lost a lot of schools. And they've lost a lot of schools for multiple different reasons. I'm not trying to take a shot at AISA, but there's a reason that a majority of those schools have decided to move over to the HSA. Stronger competition, better opportunity. They've all said it. Go ask them. Like, don't take my word for it. Like, I've had headmasters, I've had head football coaches, I've had everybody say this is why we made the decision, to go over to the HSA, and they were all valid reasons. Again, when they got over here, and a lot of schools get over here, they got to operate by the rules that the HSA set, and competitive balance and multiplier are two of those things. And private schools said, look, we've been getting hit with both of these for a long time. Is there any way we could get some reprieve from one of them?
Right.
Is it competitive balance? We're all good if you'll take the multiplier out. We're all good with the multiplier if you take the competitive balance out. Give us something. And then also heard, from numerous public school people that, and it's not everybody, I'm just saying who I've talked to, okay, that they said, well, why don't we do competitive balance for all? Why don't we do competitive balance for public and private? And I like that personally.
Sure.
But there were some key guys that told me and said, public school ain't ever voting for that. So
right.
And there were things the private school said, we ain't ever doing that. So there was an impasse on this. And there were things they agreed on, but they couldn't ever come to a full agreement. So whatever that committee decided with both public and private people on there, they decided, hey, look, let's all stay under the HSA and let's create a different championship event, and let's add 2 state championship games, and let's split them out at the end of the year and have their own tournament.
Right.
Basically is what it is. And now you're looking at 8 championship games instead of 7 because you took the 7 classifications away, so it got you down to 6 in the public, but you added 2 privates. That gives you 8. I guess Super 8 Motel could go.
They're a big sponsor right there.
Super 8.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not jumping on that, I'll jump on the forum. See if we can help. But, and there's some definite holes in that thing. Because if you look at the private side, especially the AA class, there's only 16 teams. There's only 2 regions. And for a couple of those teams, JJ, there's some massive problems travel-wise.
Yeah.
When you look at it, like Glenwood, which is over by Phoenix City, they're in a region with almost predominantly all Mobile schools.
Right.
Like, you're traveling 4 hours plus. Like, that you're probably going to play at least 3 of them on the road.
Right.
So that's 3 times you got to jump on a bus and travel. And some of those Mobile schools are going to have to make the trek to Glenwood across the state. And the geography thing plays a big part of this too. There is no perfect scenario, but I have said openly and publicly that if you go into a room and you look at the way breaking it out was the way they have it, and anybody goes, well, that's a good idea. I don't know that anybody stood up and said, hey, that's a good idea. Let's go with that. To have 2 classes and have a few teams where they got to travel from here to Timbuktu almost every week.
Right.
Just not it's just not. It's common sense, man. And again, you're not going to have the perfect scenario and answer. And I thought they missed the boat. Again, I have my own opinion on this. I want to see what you think. On the public school side, they took 32 teams, put them in 6A like they did with 7A.
Right.
And they just said, all right, we're going to divide the rest of it, 5A through 1A. We're going to cut it off at 64, every one of them. Some of them have 65, but everybody gets 64, 65 teams. Well, I don't like that either, because 5A or 6A class and 5A and 1A have a massive discrepancy from the top of their class to the bottom. Now, 3A, 2A, 4A, 3A, and 2A, it's like a 50 to 60% difference,
right,
top to bottom. 6A, 5A, and 1A, it's 150% in some cases.
Yeah.
Those teams at the bottom literally don't have a fighting chance. And again, I'm not trying to say everybody gets a trophy.
Sure.
I'm just saying that, how about figure 6A may need 60 teams and 4A may only need 40 teams. You don't just do it based on we're going to give everybody equal number of teams. Look at the classifications and see by number where you think everybody needs to fall.
Sure. Yeah, it goes back to the competitive balance thing too, because you want to have competitive classifications, right? You want the smaller schools in 5A or 6A or 1A to be able to compete. Now,
Clay Chalkville's won this. They've beaten Thompson 3 years in a row,
yeah,
AJ.
Yeah.
And they're still playing in the next classification. I mean, what in the world, man?
Yeah.
And they just dominating people. And again, congratulations to them. But if I were Clay Chalkville, I'd be like, I'm all good for moving up. We probably need to move up and play in 7A.
Probably should.
Which is
or 6A now.
6A now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, again, when you start to work arbitrarily, like you're talking about, where you go, well, it's 32 teams here and it's 40 teams here, and it's kind of like in college football, the whole super conference thing. Well, if we just had 24-team super conferences, well, there may not be 24 teams that are worthy of being in a super conference.
I agree, man.
So that's kind of where you run into problems when you set an arbitrary number and it doesn't give you the kind of competitive balance that you want.
Do a little bit more digging and say, all right, we're going to make this percentage-wise. We're going to say we're going to cut it at 60% everywhere. The biggest discrepancy we're going to have in any class is 60%. You may have 30, like 32. They've already got 32 in 6A.
Right.
Why can't 5A have 32?
Right.
And then maybe 4A have 60.
Right.
There shouldn't be hey, let's just cut it here. I just think there should be, because there may be more schools that are the size of, let's say, 400 students to 650. There may be 70 or 80 of those schools that need to be grouped together, and they can all compete with each other, rather than saying, all right, we're going to cut it at 65 all the way down the line.
Instead of looking at the number of students and going from this number to this number, you fall here.
Correct.
Right?
That's exactly how I look at it.
Now, that doesn't solve the public and private.
It does not.
Hullabaloo,
No, I'm just saying there's multiple
It's one
things.
side of it. Yeah, multiple things.
Multiple things. All right, we got to get to our first break here. We're just getting started here on Sports Blitz Live. More to come right after this.
Sportz Auto Sales, Highway 280 in Kellyton, Alabama, is home-owned and home-operated. If you're looking for tires, they have it. If you're looking for a vehicle, they have them. Great selection. Always out looking for more just for you, the customer. And if you're looking for service, whether you buy the vehicle from them or whether you buy the vehicle somewhere else, they do service work and got a great crew there. Keep us in mind. Don't you go by Sportz Auto Sales on Highway 280 in Kellyton today.
Craving pizza done right? Come to Lake Martin Pizza, where flavor meets the lake, with 2 locations, 63 South in Alexander City and Highway 49 South in Dadeville. Grab a 14 or 18-inch specialty pizza or build your own masterpiece. Go half and half, your way. In a hurry, stop in for our lunch specials. Hot, fresh pizza by the slice, served daily. We've got more than just pizza. Try our fresh salads, cheesy breadsticks, garlic knots, and sweet cinnamon twists. Lake days, game nights, or family dinners, Lake Martin Pizza hits the spot every time.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Here at Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, we value what truly makes a home a home. And that's why we're proud to offer America's #1 brand of siding and exterior products. James Hardie creates possibilities with an array of colors and textures. We offer the full line of James Hardie products, from Hardie plank to artisan siding and everything in between, giving you, our customer, options to have the best. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, local since 1984.
Ready for an unforgettable escape? Jump into adventure at Lake Martin, Alabama. From thrilling water sports to peaceful fishing spots, it's love at first bite every time you cast your line. Want more excitement? Catch an event with our vibrant festivals, concerts, and fishing tournaments all year long. And when the sun sets, dive downtown to discover local shops, delicious dining, and warm southern hospitality. Explore Lake Martin, where every moment is an adventure waiting to happen.
Zaxby's birthday cake milkshakes are back. Just in time for Zaxby's 35th birthday, so they're gifting you half-off handcrafted milkshakes. Happy birthday to us all. Zaxby's handcrafted milkshakes. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's. Bundle your home and auto and save money with State Farm's personal price plan. Contact State Farm agent Ron Carroll today at 256-378-6631 or visit him on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer availability. Eligibility may vary.
Welcome back, everyone. Did a little bit better job that time. We were ready to come in from break. Welcome back to Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. And let me stress the heating part of that for Sunshine Heating and Air. It is bone cold. Somebody just blew me up on the podcast the other day about it was after the podcast. You know, we get a bunch of comments, and they said, can't wait to watch Brett complain about the weather in the morning again. I said, well, guess what? As long as it's 20-something degrees, I'm gonna complain about it because I hate it.
Yeah.
And I want it to go on back up north where it belongs, around Chicago and Minneapolis and those parts. Canada, get on back out of here. And
I'll take 90. I'll take 95 before I'll take 25.
Without a doubt. Look, I am totally on your side there. So if you have heating and air issues, and I hope your heat's working, you need to call on Sunshine Heating and Air. They'll take care of it. They have the Daikin units. They just do a tremendous job. They've been staples around here in these parts for a long time, and they've done so much work for me personally and my family. Kevin Kill runs a great company there. So Sunshine Heating and Air for all your heating and air needs. And then JR Sports Bar and Grill. We've been eating JR's food around here for a long time. They've been in business for 27 years now in downtown Alexander City, and they are, again, they're a staple too. Everybody goes to JR's. Everybody loves JR's. They're one of those restaurants, JJ, when you go to a community, you go, where, I've never been here before. Where do you go?
JR's.
You got to go to JR's.
Yep, that's one of the first ones you're going to hear.
2 or 3 more really good ones, but JR's is always at the top.
With JR's, here's my advice to you. If you love a good hot wing, the hot wings at JR's are good. But if you're a little bit more adventurous, get the dang hot.
There you go.
Ask them for the dang hot. They'll turn it up a notch.
They'll turn it up a notch for you?
Yeah.
Do you know that all these years and how much we've been affiliated with JR's, I didn't know there was a dang hot.
There is a dang hot.
Until now.
Yep.
There you go. Learn something new every day. We've been doing this a long time. Didn't know about that. So go check out everything that JR's has on the menu. I promise you won't be disappointed. JJ, kind of stay. We're gonna bounce a lot tonight, but there's a lot of stuff going on in college and high school. I'm gonna stick with high school for a little bit longer here. You do the school board show every Friday night for our network. I've had so many people ask, how's this affecting you guys? It don't affect us at all. Our contract and the HSA, we're fine. And everything's going to trudge right along however they play this thing out. And, you know, if it doesn't play out the way they laid it out this past week, then we'll adapt and do that. So our plans are, if there's 8 championship games, we're going to call 8 championship games. And, you know, in basketball, whatever they decide to do, basketball won't happen this year, obviously, but next year we'll figure that out too. But our network has been in place for over 17 years. We did sign an extension last year for another 10 years here with the HSA. JJ, so another 10 years of scoreboard shows coming up for us. But look, I just want everybody to know that
one effect it will have in the back half of the season when we're looking at region standings, yes. I'm going to have to do a little more research and kind of be up to speed on, what the new regions are.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's going to change some things, but for the most part, all of our stuff that we do through the HSA radio network and our online stream and everything, we'll keep rocking right along. So we'll be here for it. Go out there and hit our social media outlets. HSA Radio Facebook page is over 32,000 now and growing. And, Faith and I go out on the road each and every week and do a show called On the Road with the HSA Radio Network. And I can't say enough. I made a post yesterday, JJ. That show has exploded. And it's because there's so many great kids and coaches and schools and communities in this state. It has been a blessing to me for the last year to be able to travel to places I otherwise would not have traveled.
Mm-hmm.
I never would have gone to Spring Garden if it hadn't been for Ace Austin.
Right.
If Ace Austin took me to Spring Garden, and I'm glad it did because she's awesome and she's at Alabama and she's playing well. And, her dad is such a great coach here in the state of Alabama. There's just so many things. We're going to Guntersville and Plainview on Thursday, and their boys and girls at Guntersville are just kicking tail. They got great programs. The girl at Plainview just broke the national three-point record for a single season. Just so many different things and highlights every year. And then, of course, probably the favorite part of the show is the local yokel place we get to go eat.
Yeah. You can always find some good food somewhere.
Always.
Yeah.
Every community's got we were in Pisgah the other day, and Mama J's was the place. Like, we went to school there, so you got to go to Mama J's.
Got to go to Mama J's.
Went to Mama J's, and I found out why you go to Mama J's. They got dang good cheeseburgers. They said, I need to come back at breakfast and get the tenderloin biscuit. And everybody in there said, yeah, you missing out, dude. They're like, all this other's good. But people line
tenderloin biscuit.
People line up for the tenderloin biscuit up there.
I'd have one.
There's no question about it. So, hey, we get to do all that kind of stuff. We enjoy it so much, and we appreciate everybody. But, hey, look, again, what we do for Alabama high school athletics in this state, we all have a passion for it. We love the high school level. And like you said, there's things that are going on, and I wanted to bring this up. Everybody kind of uses the word recruiting as a umbrella term for things. There's different, like everything's not recruiting. When a coach leaves a school and moves to another school, there are going to be players that follow him. Mm-hmm. And that's just the way it is in this world now.
Especially successful coaches.
Yes. Let me put a caveat on that. If you got a dang good coach that leaves and goes somewhere else, like, that's going to happen. Players and families are bought in. They feel comfortable. They're like, I would follow that guy if he moved to Alaska. Mm-hmm. That's just the way it goes sometimes. Now, I know what most people are talking about when they talk about recruiting, nefarious things, coercing, like we see what's going on with Ole Miss and Clemson with the prospect there and all that kind of stuff. That's what everybody naturally thinks of, but we live in a transient society now, JJ, where people are willing to drive and willing to do stuff.
And a lot of people can work from anywhere, we know that because this lake community right here blew up in COVID. And a lot of people who had summer homes on the lake found out they didn't have to be summer homes. I can work from there.
Right.
And it's just with technology the way it is and travel the way it is, it's different than it used to be. I'll give you a good story from my own personal life. My father was a pretty good high school football player. At Sidney Lanier in Montgomery way back.
Yeah, your dad. Yeah.
My dad,
and ended up playing for the Auburn.
Ended up going to Auburn, yeah.
So what happened to you?
It's his fault. Long story. I'll tell it one day.
Okay, I'm here for it.
But, his final four schools were Auburn, Alabama, Florida, and Mississippi State. Those were his final four.
Doggone good.
And in those days, Lanier was on a run.
Oh, Lanier they were a power.
And if you started at Lanier, you were going to play D1 somewhere, right?
Right.
So his sophomore year, there was somebody there in Montgomery that really wanted him to play at Lee. And offered my grandfather a job with a raise on that side of town to help him buy a house over there so that Dad could come play for Lee instead of Lanier. And my granddad wouldn't do it. He liked where he lived and stayed where he was.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, so that kind of stuff.
It's been going on.
That's always gone on. Right. I mean, it's just always been there. So
everybody wants the best. If you're the best, and there's a chance you think you might can get them, that stuff, like you said, back in whenever the 60s,
this is mid 60s,
mid-60s, 70s, whatever. I mean, it's not, heck, and I know you're a big Bammer. Paul Bear Bryant did it as good as anybody. He goes,
ain't no question.
He just go load the bench, so you didn't have the player to play. I mean, he just didn't want to play against him. He's like, you may not start for me, but I'm going to give you some kind of scholarship, swimming or something.
And in a lot of ways, there was more of that kind of, I would call it small stuff, going on in the 60s and the 70s than there was later on. My uncle owned an automotive store, tire place in Tuscaloosa, tire and auto repair place. And he became, you remember Santonio Beard, the running back.
Absolutely.
He became good friends with Santonio. Santonio would bring his car there, get stuff done to it once in a while. Well, it was his last year at Alabama, and he came to my uncle and said, hey, my car's broke down. Can I park it here? And my uncle's like, well, yeah. He goes, but what's wrong with it? He goes, I don't know. I don't have enough money to get it fixed. My uncle's like, well, I can fix the car for you, Santonio. Don't worry about that. He's like, no. He's like, my senior year, man. He's like, I can't lose no eligibility.
Isn't that
like,
crazy how this?
He's like, this is it. I can't do that. He's like, I appreciate it. So my uncle just kept the car there. He goes, as soon as Santonio played his last game, he goes, I fixed the car for him, and I did it for nothing. Because
now you just pull up in there and somebody says, if you don't fix it.
Yeah, if you don't fix it, we're going to put you out of business.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's just wild, man. Just times have changed. All right, we're up against another break here. Stay tuned. More Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Lake Martin now has a global connection for the best in pre-owned vehicles. The all-new Global Auto Exchange is now open on Cherokee Road in Alex City next to Cazador's Restaurant and is excited to serve Lake Martin with the finest pre-owned car, truck, and SUV selection at the market's most competitive prices and most versatile finance options. Global Auto handpicks all their inventory, and with 4 lots in the region, they have a selection that won't be beat. Whether pre-owned luxury to affordable work truck, Global Auto has the vehicle for you. We reward good credit and can work with Challenge Credit to get you the ride you want. Visit the all-new Global Auto on Cherokee Road, Alex City for the best selection, pricing, and inventory.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Hillaby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed, and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hillaby Towers in Alexander City.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Visit our new locations in Gadsden and Oxford today.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Halfway through our first hour here on the show, Brett and JJ here coming up with a ton of stuff to go over. Again, spent the first couple segments there talking about the HSA. And I want to remind everybody our phone number is, and phones are open for this show every night, 256-234-6221 to be part of the program. Look, major news over the past week.
Crazy news.
With the HSA and college and dadgum everything, like whatever you want to do. And I had somebody text me and said, why don't you guys kind of go over some of the classification stuff? And we will. Well, I'll get to some of that. We'll pull that up. So hang around. We're going to kind of jump all over the place here tonight. Do want to talk some college here. But just hang with us if you're interested in that. I will pull that up. JJ and I will go through some of these new classifications. Again, only 6 now in the public side because of the reduction of the privates out of the public. And again, there's some significant changes, but for a lot, like I'll use Benjamin Russell for an example. Really, if you're playing in that new 5A, which was the old 6A, nothing changed. I mean, you're still in there with the same teams. It's not like you're just in a different class because they took one out. So heard a lot of people that voiced their displeasure across the state with that. They're like, well, man, they didn't really do anything except take all the private schools out and separate them. And I'm like, well, when it comes down to it, that's really what ended up happening. So,
yeah.
So we'll talk some more about that. Auburn and Alabama, where do they fall? Auburn with a massive win on Saturday.
Huge. I turned that game on at halftime. I was late getting to that game, and I turned it on at halftime. I'm like, oh, look here,
Yeah.
I actually texted my old high school basketball coach, hey, you watching this Auburn game? He's like, no, I'm playing golf. I was like, pay attention because I knew he'd be interested in that. But, yeah, huge win.
76-67, Auburn starting to play Auburn basketball the way the Pearls like it, defense. Again, going 2 games for the first time in 30 years and coming out with a win. And defending national champs, a very good basketball team, a Florida team that looked like it was starting to separate itself from everybody. And Auburn said, wait a minute. And then I looked at this and talked about it on our Auburn Blitz podcast this week. JJ, Auburn should have beat Texas A&M, had a 16-point lead at home, blew it, hit the game-winning shot. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I was there. We were standing there. It was so bang-bang you could not tell if he got it off or not. Made the shot. They waved it off. Lost the game. I've said it a million times on the podcast. Shouldn't have blown a 16-point lead with 7 minutes to go on.
Well, the Georgia game, too. Think about that Georgia game. You're up in that game. You let them come back, force overtime on you, and it comes back to bite you. So there's a couple of losses in there. And this, too, on Florida. This Florida team, I still think probably will wind up being the best team in the league.
I think so.
But they don't have the guard play they had last year.
Well, they lost to, tremendous.
Yeah, and they've still got a great front court. I mean,
it's as big as anybody.
But the guard play is not what it was. And March basketball
that's where you win.
Is guard play. And so with Florida, they're a little more vulnerable this year because of that lack of elite guard play. They've got good guard play, but it's not elite.
Yeah, there's a couple of teams out there in the country that Michigan, Arizona, that are going to be hard outs at any level.
No doubt.
And, Auburn's played both, and Auburn has gotten blown out by both. It's like because both are just loaded with everything. They got great guard play and they got great front courts. And, they can beat you any way they want to because they're going to have better guys in almost every position. So, but Auburn getting that win, great for the confidence. Auburn's got a chance tomorrow. Faith and I'll be at that game at Auburn, Texas. Again, you look at the standings, and Texas is a really scrappy, good team. They went to Tuscaloosa and won a couple weeks ago. They just won their last game. They're 3-4. Auburn's 4-3. there's not an easy game on the schedule this year for anybody. I mean, even Oklahoma. I mean, Oklahoma has played some teams extremely close. They easily could be 3-3 instead of 1-6.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of those, or I guess maybe 3-4 instead of 1-6. But the bottom line is Oklahoma, LSU had Kentucky beat. Kentucky had to hit a buzzer beater.
Yep.
You better take everybody serious. You better play your best basketball every night.
There's not a ton of separation from the top to the bottom this year. That's one thing. And speaking of the top, what in the world, Bucky? I mean,
he's kicking everybody's butt.
I mean, somebody better figure out how to deal with that system.
It's the substitutions, man.
Yeah.
And he did it at Mountain Brook. He did it at Sanford.
Yep.
You and I have watched him over the years, and it's unique. And he said in the press conference, I was sitting in there when he came in after the Auburn game, and after they had just won, and he said, he said, that's who we are, and he said, now that we've gotten in shape, we feel like we can outlast anybody in this league.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, now, we struggled at the beginning of the year. He said, because the guys weren't quite where I wanted them to be. But he said, now they get it. He said, we have challenged ourselves. He said, we are going to be the best in-shape team in this league. And he said –
and it is press.
And he said, we're going to win the second half. He said, that's our goal. He said, is to bury you in the second half, to put so much pressure on you. And Auburn got tired in that game. They were up 16. Auburn had a stretch where they turned the ball over 3 or 4 times in a row, and it resulted in cheap baskets for Texas A&M and allowed them to cut into that lead and get it down to like 4. And then you saw it in Auburn's face at that point that, oh, crap, we just blew it, and now here comes Texas A&M, and they were able to take the lead and make it a rock fight for the last 4 minutes of that game.
And if it's not terribly dissimilar than the old Nolan Richardson 40 minutes of hell thing, right? Not terribly dissimilar from that, with the kind of pressure they put on you and the pace they play at,
right?
And the number of people they play. But people are going to have to start figuring this thing out, or they're going to run away with it if you ain't careful.
I'm telling you right now. And if you look at it, JJ,
unranked. Texas A&M, by the way.
Yeah, and guess what? If they don't, they had Tennessee beat on the road, and Tennessee came back and forced overtime, beat them. So they'd be undefeated.
Yeah.
I mean, and we know some games are going on tonight, so we'll check some scores for you.
Alabama playing Texas tonight.
Not Texas.
No, yeah.
No, Auburn's playing Texas tomorrow night.
That's right. Alabama's playing Missouri.
Alabama's playing Missouri, and they're up massively right now, 36-22.
The question with Alabama is simply this: who's playing and who's not? And I don't, I'm starting to get. I'm not one that normally complains about
I got to
things
check
like
how many Bediaco's got tonight.
Yeah, I'm not one that normally complains about things like injuries.
Yes.
But I do want to add, like, what in the world is going on at practice in Tuscaloosa? Every week there's 2 guys that are out.
Yeah, there's something going on. Bediaco's got 6 points tonight, and Sherrell's got 8, so he's second leading scorer tonight.
By the way, did you see Nate Oates' press conference where he talked about the Bediaco situation?
I did.
I thought it was interesting.
He took kind of a different spin on it. I mean,
it made sense.
Bediaco hasn't done anything wrong. I don't think that's what the point
This is an NCAA problem. I mean, let's get that out of the way. This is an NCAA problem. But Oates, the way he tells the story, as I understood it, the way he was telling it, after the Najee situation, with the kid who had been playing G League and was allowed to come back and get eligibility, and he had been drafted 31st.
Right. I know. Yeah.
Then as the way Oates tells it, Bediaco's agent and lawyer came to see him and said, "Look, he wants his last year of eligibility, and the clock's still on, and we think he can get it because of this situation here."
Yeah,
okay,
that's the problem. Is it's just there's no. There are no rules anymore. Everybody's like, "Oh, well, let me just go try this."
But this is the problem with the NCAA. Have something that you set, that you stick to.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, well, no, I mean, if you gave up your eligibility when you got drafted.
Right.
Oh, but except for Najee, we're going to let him come back this time.
Well, they create too much gray area. But in defense, I've never defended the NCAA, and I'm not really defending them now.
Yeah.
Every time they try to step in and do something, everybody takes them to the courts. And they sue them and they lose.
And this is why they lose, because they're going to go in front of a judge. And I mean, I don't care if the judge is in Tuscaloosa or you could have the trial in Virginia. I don't care. But they're going to have to go in front of a judge, and the NCAA is going to have to go, well, yes, if you play pro ball, you've sacrificed your eligibility. Okay? And then Bediako's lawyers are going to go, all right, what about Najee? He played in the G League too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he didn't sign a two-way contract, but he still never played in the NBA.
Right.
Well, right. He never played in the NBA, but he didn't sign a two-way contract. And by the way,
what do you define as pro?
What are you going to do about the European players? Are they not pros? Some of them played in the highest level of European pro ball.
That's right.
So the NCAA has it's different standards in every case. If you would just have a set of standards, then the court can either tell you your standards are right or your standards are wrong. They change their standards by the case.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
The goalpost moves too much.
Goalpost moves every time.
Yep. Quick update, Arkansas getting beat by Oklahoma with 5 minutes to go. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oklahoma's better than 1-6. I'm just telling you. You just better understand when you go on the road in this league, you're going to lose if you don't bring the A game. So, all right, up against another break. Stay tuned. More to come right after this.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense. Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes. They're installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We're located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. And for any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
With football here, Martin's at Lake Martin is ready with the lake's best place for sports, fun, and entertainment. With your favorite teams on over 20 big screens. And Martin's is now open 7 days a week. Monday, trivia night. Tuesday, open cornhole tournaments. Wednesday, free pool. Thursday, our huge bingo night with food trucks. And every Friday and Saturday, live entertainment with food trucks. Sunday, enjoy NFL ticket with hot dogs and chili. This football season, make the best game plan. Go to Martin's on 34 in Dadeville, where every hour is happy hour.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full-service repair and installation on all major brands, from drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at BamaSheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. A couple segments left in this first hour, and we'll be rolling into hour number 2 with a lot more to bring you. Talking about Auburn and Florida in the last one. Let's talk about Tennessee, Alabama. Tennessee knocked off Alabama. Alabama back in action tonight. They're leading against Missouri there in the first half and up pretty comfortably right now. Bediako at last check had 6 points, second lead scorer tonight for Alabama. Been a crazy story about Charles Bediako and playing in his second game now and had 13 points against Tennessee. And Tennessee, tip of the hat to the Vols for rolling into Tuscaloosa. And now Alabama's down a couple guys. Like, again, you said it. It seems like every night there's a couple of guys that aren't getting to play.
Yeah, when, it was in that Tennessee game, what stinks from a fan's perspective is your second and third leading scorers were out. So if Aiden Holloway and Amari Allen are playing in that game, you feel really good about your chances of winning that game.
Yes.
In a game that you lost by 6.
Absolutely.
Where you had a sizable lead at one point.
Yes.
And
was Alabama up 12?
I think Alabama shot 23% from 3 in that game, and
yes, they did.
And
26.
And that's not their game, and I guarantee you that percentage goes up by some degree if Aiden Holloway is shooting.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's one of those things. They've got
to found himself with y'all.
Yeah,
because it would have been worse.
But that's the thing. It's like I don't understand, because it seems to happen every year where multiple players just miss so many games, and I don't know. I feel like with this Alabama team, if you watched them early in the year, very competitive with everybody they played, top 5, top 10 opponents, but they just have not been able to stay healthy.
Yeah, and that's part of it, man. And we've seen a lot of great teams not be great because of injuries.
Yeah,
and the potential was always there, but if Alabama does kind of seem to get everybody healthy at the right time and make a run, I think they're as talented as anybody in this league.
And I'm sure that's what Oates would love, is to get into March and have everybody, or maybe by mid-February, you got everybody healthy and you can get on a little run.
You want to be playing your best basketball at the right time.
That's right.
And again, they all count. Now you don't want to be laying eggs right now and not make the tournament. You got to take care of your business, but you want to kind of time it to where you're playing your best basketball as you're heading into March. And again, I think both Auburn and Alabama took a couple steps back from last year's teams, but they're still very good basketball teams. And I think Nate Oates and now Stephen Pearl. Stephen Pearl seems to have gotten this team to find itself over the last couple of games.
And I think both teams too have the potential to be better than they are right now.
Yeah. I think there's an upside.
With Alabama, it's about getting healthy so that you can have a consistent rotation. For Auburn, it's really about developing one or two more guys to give you a few more quality minutes so that you have a little more depth for those games against the more up-tempo
teams. Yeah, they've got
to
work their bench better. I mean, Auburn played 7 guys against Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to get away with that.
That's going to be hard to do all season, man.
Yeah.
You really need 9, and a lot of coaches would love to play 10.
Yeah, of course. And right now, Auburn's nowhere near that.
Right.
They're not even close.
But one or two guys, if you can develop one or two guys to give you quality minutes.
Get that thing up to 9 guys.
Yeah.
You can get.
They don't have to give you 20 minutes.
No.
Come in, give me 8 good minutes, man. Give me 8 solid minutes.
Yeah, to give your starting 5 a little bit of a breather. So they ain't playing 37, 38 minutes every game. He's not going to last very long. All right, up against another break. Stay tuned. One final segment here in the first hour right after this.
Two Rivers Lumber Company has a proud heritage in the state of Alabama and is excited to announce we are opening a new facility in the Lake Martin area late 2025. Our company specializes in southern yellow pine dimension lumber, and we plan to employ over 150 in our new community of Lake Martin. Two Rivers Lumber Company is a family-run business with over 45 years of service to the state. And we are happy to become a part of the Lake Martin community and want to wish the best of luck to all area athletic teams in all competitions. Two Rivers Lumber, Lake Martin's newest community partner, coming soon.
Russell Medical Total Fitness is ready. Are you? Do you have arthritis? They can help. Pilates are for everyone. Ask them about the Silver Sneakers program. Get moving in a class now, or if you prefer, personal training on land and water are available. They have invested in new equipment for you. Invest in yourself with a dedicated and knowledgeable staff. Call today, 256-329-7623.
What makes Zaxby's Giant Chicken Finger Quesadillas so giant? Crispy fingers, sauce, and melty cheese. Zaxby's Giant Chicken Finger Quesadillas. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Bundle your home and auto and save money with State Farm's personal price plan. Contact State Farm agent Ron Carroll today at 256-378-6631 or visit him on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer availability. Eligibility may vary.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. We do have a phone line option for you tonight if you want it, 256-234-6221. If you got something on your mind that you'd like to call and talk about, I got a question. JJ and I, talking about the NFL over the break and some of the decisions some of these coaches make you scratch your dang head. And, again, we can talk a little bit about that later on in the show. But to close out this first segment, still talking about this first hour here in the last segment, SEC standings, A&M, and again, there's games going on tonight, and then, of course, the rest of the league will play tomorrow. A&M is at number – how are they not ranked? Seriously. They're 16-4, 6-1. Then you got Arkansas and Florida, and right behind them, 15-19, and – nobody's got a better record outside of Georgia in overall. How in the heck is A&M not ranked?
The thing with basketball rankings, so often it's name brand stuff, right? You know who the players are, you know who the coach is, and Bucky hadn't earned that yet, but he'll get there. Keeps winning, he's going to be fine. Here's the thing: if he keeps winning, let's say he loses 3 games in conference, wins the regular season championship. Are you going to put him in there as a 5 seed? I mean, what do you? No, I mean you're going to have to be a 2 or a 3. Right?
I'll be honest with you. There were a lot of people that were, for Auburn, like when they knew Bruce Pearl, when he was still at Samford and Bruce Pearl was coming to the end of his career. There were a lot of people saying, "Man, Auburn needs to look at Iron Bucky McMillan." Yeah. And I never was one that was against it. I'm like, man, I think Bucky can coach, and I think he's proven himself at every level. Now, it'll be a challenge, obviously, taking that on, but obviously he's meeting it head on, and, everybody's going, Buzz who?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's Buzz? Buzz are great. I like Buzz, man. I thought Buzz
and I'm sure there were a lot of Texas A&M fans when he was hired, like, Bucky what? Bucky who?
Yeah, who was wording this guy? Samford. Like, did we just hire Samford's head coach? And now they're going, thank God we went down and got Samford's head coach. They're off this week, so they're not back in action until this Saturday, and they take on Georgia in Georgia. That's 2 16-4 teams coming up on Saturday. Georgia again Mike White's done a great job turning that program around.
He has, and I wasn't real sure when he got that job after he let go at Florida, and wasn't real sure about that, but he's done a nice job there.
Yeah, he has done a really, really good job. So as I look down this again, we just said A&M number 1, Arkansas, and Florida backed them up at 5-2 along with Kentucky, and then Georgia, Vanderbilt, Missouri, and Auburn all 4-3. And then Tennessee, Alabama at 3-3, Texas, Ole Miss at 3-4, South Carolina, Mississippi State at 2-5, and then LSU and Oklahoma bringing up the rear at 1-6. And again, LSU could have easily won a couple more games, and so could Oklahoma. Again, you just cannot sit back and think, hey, there's any give-me game this year. It's just so much parity across the board. And then tonight, and you look at it, Oklahoma is clinging to a 2-point lead now with 1 minute to go in this game, 79-77. Oklahoma's had a couple, didn't Alabama play them out there and struggle? I mean, Alabama had to hang on to win out there. I mean, look.
Oklahoma's very athletic. They're extremely athletic, and they'll get after you. And, you know, with a minute left, I mean, they just need to find a way to make that thing stand up at this point.
Yeah, and Arkansas, Arkansas has struggled on the road. They got the doors blown off at Auburn. They went somewhere else last week and got beat on the road. I mean, they're vulnerable on the road. Now at home, they look like they're invincible, and that's not uncommon for teams in this league. I mean, you protect home court, man. You can't – Alabama's let Texas and Tennessee come in and get a couple. Auburn's let Texas A&M come in and steal one, and that means you got to go get one somewhere else because – you lose those home games, you get put behind.
The old saying is every home loss you're going to have to go get 2 on the road.
Yeah,
so that
makes it tough. Man. Yeah, Missouri down 42-29 to Alabama at half. So it looks like Alabama is so far in control now. Again,
that same thing happened against Tennessee, though.
That's right. So can Alabama stretch that on out in the second half, or can Missouri come back and make that a game? And Missouri's a good basketball team. Again, I just read off Missouri is 4-3, 14-6. And again, it's just, man, you could take the names off and look at all these records. Be hard to pick who it is.
Yeah.
It's not like the old days of Kentucky where they're sitting up there at 18-1 and 6-0 in the league. You're like, well, I know who that is.
Arkansas for all them years,
Nolan Richardson, man.
Yeah.
Whatever. But, just a hodgepodge of teams that on any given night can beat the other one. So, and then later tonight, the other game, the nightcap that'll tip at 8. Man, I tell you, man, working these games, and I told Faith this the other day, the heck with these 8 and 9 o'clock tips, man. What the hell?
There's been a couple of 10 o'clock tips. I'm like, what? How does that happen?
Well, we've got a 9 coming up down the line. I told her.
I understand that TV runs the world because that's.
And they want them all on. That's the thing.
That's where the money comes from.
Get every single game televised.
They want every game televised because that's eyeballs.
Boy,
right?
You remember the days like I do of. Man, if you got 2 or 3 games on TV, man, you're getting a home run that year.
Well, and in basketball, because we both our programs struggled so many years.
Ain't nobody caring.
That we'd have to wait for Saturday and hope maybe we'd be the 11 o'clock game on Saturday.
That's
we
right.
could watch.
Jefferson Pilot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I look forward to seeing Wesley Person. The only player was working on the team, and so Aaron Swinson too. I used to think Aaron Swinson was awesome, and he was like 6'6", and I'm like, as a kid, you think, hey, as a kid, that guy's big. It's like, no, he ain't really that big.
Not
He's
that
playing
big.
out of position because Auburn ain't got anybody else that can go down there and play. But, yeah, I remember those days, and the Pat Burks of the world that played for Auburn and stuff. You could go back to the 90s and think about some of those teams. But, yeah, basketball's changed completely. And Alabama historically has been a better program than Auburn. I mean, Auburn has been – I'm not afraid to say it. Now, they're not anymore. Like the last 10 years, Auburn's a top 15 program nationally.
Yeah, and Alabama's had some good eras, right? CM Newton had a good run.
Wimps
Anderson had a good run.
That's what I remembered.
Gottfried had a nice run there for a few years, and so they've had some.
They've had a better
some
overall.
runs.
Yeah, and been to the tournament quite a bit and stuff. But Bruce Pearl and Nate Oates took both of these programs to a level they had never been to.
Yeah, no question. Now, what great hires, right? Like
after some really poor ones.
After some really poor hires,
We hired the worst. Like in Tony Barbee, there's nobody who can stop that.
Look, I'll tell you what was good. Gosh, I've forgotten his name. Little General.
You talking about Anthony? Not Avery.
Avery Johnson.
Yeah.
I said when Avery Johnson was hired, I didn't hate the hire. And the reason I didn't hate the hire.
You hated it because of the way he sounded?
Was because it's almost like Colorado hiring Dion, right?
Yeah.
You needed to inject some energy in the program.
Right, because Anthony Grant was dead as
good. Oh, my God, it was brutal.
Did you have any emotion?
Brutal. And at least with Avery Johnson, it's a name that people know. It was going to bring you some coverage.
Yeah.
It was going to get you some attention,
But then you lost in that NIT game. Like in the first round, it was like All right, that was probably it for him.
that was fun,
We've hit rock bottom. So both schools have definitely got it right this time.
Yeah.
Now Bruce is retired. We'll see how Stephen plays out. But
seems to be doing fine right now.
But Bruce and Nate Oates took Auburn and Alabama to 3 Final Fours combined so far. I mean, ain't nobody sniffing no Final Four around here before them.
No,
I can promise you. So some decent runs, but not runs to the Final Four. All right, up against the top of the hour. Stay tuned. A whole nother hour coming up right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, TAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Corey's Furniture Express, your express way to savings. Come on, get on board. Corey's Furniture saves you more. We try harder in every way, so drive a little and save today. Corey's Furniture Express, your express way to savings.
The all-new Winter Timber is now open, located right next to the Walmart Market across from the Auburn Mall. If the outdoors is your lifestyle, Winter Timber is your new headquarters. From rifles, ammo, and hunting supplies, camo, and all the outdoor essentials, they've got it in stock and ready for you. Winter Timber is here to serve Auburn, Opelika, and the entire Lake Martin area, and they'll make the drive worth it. For the best selection and the best service in outdoor gear, one name says it all: Winter Timber, the best in outdoor needs.
Hi, I'm Abby Guy, Vice President at Riverbank and Trust. They say that most banks offer the same products, but Riverbank offers something most can't: personal connection. We love getting to know our customers by name and making them feel special with every interaction. It's a feeling of warm hospitality you won't find anywhere else. Experience it for yourself.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air, heading into hour number 2 here on the show. Please give us a call, 256-234-6221, if you got any comments, questions, anything you want to add into the program. Boy, some teams just find a way to lose, don't you? Like Oklahoma, like you just said, Oklahoma just clinging to a lead, and then right here at the end, it looks like they're going to blow it.
Yeah, and missed a potential game-winning layup with 13 seconds left.
Just can't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, just some teams, though, and look, nobody can attest to this more than anybody that covers Auburn football. You just sit around and wait for something bad to happen. It's like everything's rocking along and going great, and it's like the team's going, okay, it ain't supposed to be happening. Yeah. When's disaster hit? And then it happens, and then there's a total collapse. So, you know, mentality and culture have a massive part to do with success of any program in any sport. And, you know, I'm hoping Alex Golish, with what he's doing and this staff and the players he's bringing in a new new tough mentality at Auburn, because Auburn has just not played tough. I'm just going to be honest. I don't think in a guy that covers them on a daily basis and been to so many practices over the last year, I didn't think Auburn was physical enough in practice. I didn't think they did the things they need to do, and I think it played out on the field. And I had somebody come up to me Sunday after church, JJ, and say the same thing. He's like, "What do you think about Coach Golich?" And I said, "Well, we got to wait and see." I mean, the guy hadn't done anything other than get guys out of the portal at this point. He hadn't been there very long. We'll see in the spring and then give him a chance to kind of put his DNA on this thing. But, I think the mindset, and I said it before Hugh Freeze was even let go during the season, I said, when Hugh Freeze does leave, whenever that is, I said, Auburn needs a different mentality at the head job, in the head position. We've had a bunch of nice guys. And I'm not saying Alex Golich isn't nice. Like, I've met him, nice guy. But he has a little edge to him where you walk up to him and you don't know if he's going to cuss you out or if he's going to shake your hand because of what mood he's in. And I think people need to be a little bit scared of the guy that's in charge. Everybody, the janitor, all the way to the players and the coaches. Not be terrified, not a bully, but know that, hey, I don't want to be on his bad side. I want to do everything he asks me to do, and I need to do it at a high level. That's Nick Saban. That's what Nick Saban, like, people respected Nick Saban, and he wasn't some a-hole all the time, but people were like, man, what kind of mood's he in today?
Well, I heard somebody tell the story the other day. It's close with the Georgia program, a friend of mine that played at Georgia. And he told me that. He goes, there's two main voices in the Georgia program. He goes, one is Kirby Smart.
Sure.
And two is Glenn Schumann, the defensive coordinator. Yeah. He said, but he goes, they're two totally different voices. He said, Glenn Schumann is the exact same. No matter what you throw at him,
all the time.
He's exactly the same. He's consistent all the time.
Right.
Same guy every day. He goes, Kirby, you going to know within about 5 seconds what kind of day Kirby's having.
Right.
When he walks in the room, you're going to know, oh, it's a good day. Oh, it's a bad day. You're going to know when he walks in the room.
He wears his emotions on
Yeah,
his
what
sleeves.
kind of mood he's in.
Right.
And, this guy was telling me, he's like, they kind of balance each other. They kind of, Schumann keeps Kirby from kind of getting off the rails, and Kirby keeps Schumann from getting too complacent, and they keep each other going.
Yeah, it's a good balance.
And that's what teams will take on, the personality, not just of the head coach, but of the staff in general.
No, that's right. And I just think for Auburn, and again, following them and reporting on them daily, that I can't wait to see what kind of culture he instills. And I think he's kind of already sent a message to some guys that, were like, hey, I need this or I'm leaving. He's like, leave.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go find the guys that want to be here. I think he's going to bring another, a level of toughness. Auburn has been in every football game the last 2 years, JJ, and had chances to win almost every one of them. Last year and this year, they've had chances to win all those games on the road, at home, whatever, and they found ways to blow it, man. And it's because the culture, the mentality of the players not finishing, not doing the things they need to do. Like you said, taking on the persona of the coaching staff. Maybe they didn't get the vibe they need, to finish games, the killer instinct. But I'm excited to see a different mentality coming.
Different is going to be good, right? As long as it ain't the same, it's good.
Well, and that's one of the things that Alex Golich said when he came in here. He said, one of the first things he said, when somebody comes up to you and says, well, Coach, this is how we did it. This is how we've done it all the time. And he goes, that's the worst thing an organization can say. He's like, well, that's just how we've done it all the time.
Yeah. That's a killer.
That is
for any organization.
Yes.
You've got to be able to think outside the box. And I'll go back to, and I love, because there's a mentality that you have to have. There was a press conference this year where Kirby Smart said this. He said, "What in the NIL transfer portal era, if you're too hard on a player, they can just transfer out, or whatever." And he said, he said, "How do you handle that?" He goes, "I schedule them. I find out where they're going, and we schedule them. Because if you ain't tough enough for this program, I want to play you."
Yeah.
So that's the mentality he's built. That's why Ole Miss looks like they're going to beat Georgia, and then Georgia routs them in the fourth quarter.
Exactly.
That's why those things happen, because his team has that mentality.
They do, and if you've never won before, and Ole Miss, what a great season they had, and tumultuous at the end. I know That's not how they wanted it to end in a bunch of junk going on and drama, but you're going to get that with Lane Kiffin. But now, how do they respond to that? Now they've got Pete Golden in there. It's a different coach. Do they keep this thing rolling? Do they keep building momentum? Or do they regress back to what everybody goes, well, that's where Ole Miss falls in the rank?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting because there are a lot of people, a lot of Alabama fans who were not big Pete Golding fans, right? Who were kind of happy when he left.
Right.
There were also a lot of people, I think Nick Saban was one, who thought this guy's going to be head coach someday. So now he gets his shot. We'll see if that if that bears itself out. We'll find out.
Yeah, and then there's a soap opera in LSU now. And it looks like they've spent every dime.
Over $40 million.
To win this year. And if they don't win this year, and look,
what happens if they go 9-3, Brett? I mean, you would have to consider that a disaster.
I think that's a terrible result. And I think you went out and begged a guy in Sam Levitt to come that has a very serious injury in his foot. That Liz, whatever it's called.
Liz Frank
fracture.
It's basically a midfoot break.
Yeah, it's right
and
behind the toes,
it can take over a year to get over.
And look, I've seen guys that have had that, and their foot's never the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just put a lot of money in a guy where you don't know if it's going to work out or not. And I think it probably will with the doctors and things that everybody has now. But I'm just telling you, man, like, there's no guarantee. And I know they went out and got another quarterback to
the backup at USC.
Yeah. So there's a lot of investing going on by certain programs to win right now. Like, not in a year, not in 2 years. Like, we're pouring a bunch of money. Texas, I think, did it. They went out and got Cam Coleman, got the running back from NC State that Alabama thought they were going to
picked up a left tackle.
Yeah, I mean,
they got 2 top 5 running backs out of the portal.
And so they're thinking this is our year, man.
Well, look, you and I talked about this. It wasn't on the air. Different teams are going to approach the portal differently in different years. So it's kind of like if you're an NFL team and you feel like you've got the roster to win a Super Bowl, but I need 1 or 2 more pieces, man. Yep. So you go out in free agency and you break the bank and you spend that money. Yep. And I think that's where Texas is because they've got Arch Manning for 1 more year.
Right.
But barring injury, they got him for 1 more year. So if you're going to maximize the investment you put into Arch Manning, you go all in. You put your chips in the middle. With LSU, this is I think with LSU, it's more of a flex.
Yeah.
Like, we're trying to show everybody that we're the big dog.
Yeah.
So we're going to pay Lane Kiffin $90-something million, and then we're going to give him $40 million for the roster. And, and they're front loading.
And go 8-4.
And they're front loading. And there are some teams, Texas Tech has done this. They front loaded their money. Now, depending on who you listen to that understands how this stuff works, a lot of people think there's going to be a price to pay for that in about 2 years. That the teams that have really front-loaded. Heard Cody Campbell is the billionaire. I think that's his name, Cody Campbell.
Texas Tech.
At Texas Tech, who's funded their stuff. But I saw an interview with him, and he said he went to the administration and his billionaire buddies like 3 years ago. And he said, look, there is a window where we can front-load this money and it's not going to be governed heavily. And we can go build this program and spend whatever we have to make it what we want it to be.
Right.
And nobody can stop us. That's not going to last forever, but we've got that window.
And you better take advantage of it.
And so that's what they've been doing, and then they hope that it establishes them so they can keep it going when it does get governed a little more closely, which most people think is coming in about 2 years.
Who knows? That's the crazy thing. Yep, there's going to be something that comes down the pipe, but what is it, and how are things going to be different from right now? Hey, you don't like things the way they are right now? Just hold on.
Yeah.
I had Jason Caldwell on with me on the podcast Monday, and he said, hey, I'm going to tell you something. He said the next thing we're going to see is a guy, their season's over on a team, and he tries to leave the team and go play for a team that made the playoffs. And they're going to file an injunction. They're going to grant it to him. And he's going to go suit up. And after he's played a full year for a team, he's going to go jump on the roster. Like, for instance, Cam Coleman this year. Use him as an example. In Texas Tech sitting out there going, hey, man, Auburn's season's over. Technically, he's done. Hey, can we go sign him and add him to our roster? The kind of like the deadline for NFL and deadline for MLB out there before the playoffs. Hey, you want to add somebody? Here's your chance. Don't think it won't happen, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, somebody's going to try to do it until they stop them, and I don't even know who they is anymore.
I don't. That's the problem. Is who is they? We've heard a lot about this college sports commission. I don't know.
Has anybody? Can somebody send out an MIA on them?
The only they that can
Mission in action. Somebody. Where are they?
The only they that can do anything is the conference commissioners, the G6 and the P4.
I said it 2 days.
You got to get all 10 of them in a room,
and they've got to agree. They can stop all this.
Yeah, and they've all got to agree.
I asked Jason that, JJ, and he said, "Hey, they can't even agree on a schedule.
Yeah,
like on how many games they want to play.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't. Or you think they're going to get in there and agree?
But there's so many little rules you can put in. Yes, you can transfer without penalty when your head coach leaves, but you can't go where he's going. There's one rule.
Yeah.
How about when you sign out of high school, it's a 2-year agreement?
I've said that till I'm blue in the face.
And after 2 years, you can stay where you are. You can transfer out, but you get one free transfer. That's it.
Every time. I've been saying it for over a year.
Yeah.
About 2-year contracts, man. That make people stay somewhere for a minute.
Yeah.
And look, 17, 18, 19-year-old kids don't make the best decision. Adults don't make the best decision a lot of times. But I remember 18, 19, there weren't a lot of great decisions being made. You got to force kids sometimes to stick it out.
Yeah.
And not every 7, 8 months when something didn't go the way they wanted to go, I'm just going to pick up and leave and go somewhere else.
And if you missed the news today, it looks like Miami's going to get their quarterback. Duke reached an agreement with Darian Mensah. I'll be honest with you, I almost wish they hadn't.
Well,
I understand why they did it.
I do too. But
I almost wish they hadn't, because at some point, here's the deal. If you're going to be highly paid, okay, and we can call them amateur athletes if you want to. They're professionals.
They're not amateurs anymore.
When you're paid to do something, it makes you a professional.
That's no question.
And so if you're going to be a highly paid professional and you're going to sign an agreement, then somebody needs to hold your feet to that agreement. You can't do that crap in the NFL.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You try that. You know what you'll do? You'll sit your butt at home, not collect a dime.
Exactly. I mean, and so, when you look at it from that standpoint, there's a whole nother element that we can talk about. We're behind on breaks. We got to get to break. But we'll come back and talk some more about this. Stay tuned. More Sports Blitz Live right after this.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City. Adams Motorsports of Montgomery knows it's the best time to ride. Right now, get the best deals on all of our Suzuki and Kawasaki street bikes, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and dirt bikes. Adams Motorsports has it all, and our inventory is vast. Get out there, ride the streets and trails, and let Adams Motorsports make your pleasure our business. With family customer service and service after the sale. It's time to ride, so come see us on Eastern Boulevard in Montgomery or online at adamsmotorsports.com.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Back everyone, Sports Blitz Live here, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. A few segments left in the show tonight. JJ, we in the first hour talked about the reclassification. The Alabama High School Athletic Association made a lot of headlines, and a lot of people still up in arms about this. But new structure, and I've had some of you text me, go, can you go through some of this? Won't go through all of them, but I want to get your take on this. The new 6A, which was 7A in public schools. Here's the regions. There's 4 regions. There's still 32 teams. For the most part, you got a Mobile region with Alma, Bryant, Baker, Daphne, Davidson, Fairhope, Foley, Mary G. Montgomery, and Robertsdale. That really did not change.
Yeah.
In Region 2, you got the East Alabama region, which between them and the Birmingham region, the state champion seems to come out of that almost every year. You got Auburn, Carver, Central, Phoenix City, Dothan, Enterprise, Jag out of Montgomery, which is new. They moved up. Opelika, and then Smith Station. That's your East Alabama region. Phoenix City with a new coach. Just there's some changes over there on that side. It's going to be interesting to kind of see. They get Cody Flournoy from Jackson to come back. He's an East Alabama guy, so a lot of people remember him being from these parts. So he's back over there. And look, man, they've had some great coaches. Jamie Dubose. They've had, Pat Nix, obviously. They've had some really good coaches over the last several years at Prattville. I mean, not Prattville. Jamie was at Prattville, but at Phoenix City, too. Region 3, the Birmingham region, this is a juggernaut. Hewitt, Trussville, Hoover, Oak Mountain, Prattville is in that region because they drive up. Man, they short straw.
Yeah,
Stacy, our friend, over there, not very excited about this. Spain Park, Thompson, Tuscaloosa County, and Vestavia.
Have fun.
Yeah, good luck in that one. And back in the day with the coaches that Prattville's had, they used to be the one everybody be like, ooh, you got Prattville in there, and now that ain't the case anymore. And then the region that may never win a state championship in 6A or 7A football is that Huntsville region.
Don't tell our buddy Drew DeArmond that.
Yeah, I know that. But Bob Jones, Buckhorn, Gadsden City, Grissom, Hazel Green, Huntsville, James Clemens, and Sparkman. And there's no cut on any of those teams. But, man, they are just – they have not, since the addition of 7 classifications, which are now back to 6, they just have not been able to navigate the playoffs, man.
Yep.
So.
Well, like you said, but you got so much power in that East Alabama and Birmingham region. You got so much power in those. And,
oh, man.
We've been doing the scoreboard show now long enough, this will be 14 years.
Yes.
I mean, I can remember when Region 1 was the one you worried about.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. That Mobile region, you had, I think McGill was down there. They were tough. Daphne tough. Both played for state championships, and they haven't been back.
Foley was winning a lot at the time, and cranking out teams, and so.
And then you look at this, and Foley picks up, coach from Opelika. He moves down there, and Brian Moore, and then he's been at Hartsville, been at Opelika, now he's down there.
And that may be good for Foley.
Oh, I think it's great for Foley.
Yeah.
I think Foley's looking at everybody around there, and they go, hey, we can do what they're doing. If we get the right guy in here and we start putting attention to facilities and things like that, why wouldn't kids come to Foley, Alabama?
Yeah.
They got a lot of resources down there, too. And I think they're looking at the Gulf Shores and the Orange Beaches and the teams around them and the new private school that's being built.
The Spanish forts.
All that. And they're like, well, we're tired of being the weekend.
Right.
It's time for us to pick it up a notch. So, all right, we're up against another break. When we come back, we'll continue talking about this and a lot more. Stay tuned. More Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Along with fall, there's huge falling prices at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor for all your tractor, implements, and riding lawnmower needs. All remaining Spartan mowers must go for next year's models. And besides the year-end low prices, you can still get 0% interest up to 60 months. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor also has a huge selection of Mahindra tractors of all sizes with full implements packages that range from harvest or just getting your hunting site prepped. Mahindra also has up to 84 months 0% financing. So now's the time. Score big with the Lake's exclusive Spartan and Mahindra dealer. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, Highway 280 across from the Home Depot.
L&M Pawn and Gun, located in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, is East Alabama and West Georgia's complete gun, tactical, and pawn shop. It invites the region to shop over 500 firearms in stock, on the floor, and ready for sale at the market's best values. At L&M Pawn and Gun, we specialize in all tactical guns, equipment, and parts, including AK-47 and AR-15s. Specialized parts for tactical guns as well as suppressors and other parts you can't find anywhere. L&M Pawn and Gun has it all in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, or shop online, lmpawnandgun.com.
A fresh start begins at home. This new year, Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air is bringing comfort your way with maintenance inspections starting at just $29 and installations as low as $50 a month. Start the year right with Dixie.
Craving pizza done right? Come to Lake Martin Pizza, where flavor meets the lake, with 2 locations, 63 South in Alexander City and Highway 49 South in Dadeville. Grab a 14 or 18-inch specialty pizza or build your own masterpiece. Go half and half your way. In a hurry, stop in for our lunch specials. Hot, fresh pizza by the slice, served daily. We've got more than just pizza. Try our fresh salads, cheesy breadsticks, garlic knots, and sweet cinnamon twists. Lake days, game nights, or family dinners, Lake Martin Pizza hits the spot every time.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We're located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. And for any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. A few segments left in the show tonight. Want to go back. Just talked about the new classification of 6A, which is the old 7A.
Not a lot changing in there.
No.
Prattville being in the Birmingham region is a little funky, but there's not a lot of changing in there.
Spain Park moved up in that deal, and Hillcrest moved down. So Spain Park moves up, and I go back to that game Ben Russell had this year with Spain Park, and it came down to being the game that determined the region. Ben Russell won that game 30-29. It was a great, great football game. Just a lot of great plays made by both sides. You had 2 dynamic quarterbacks. Spain Park's quarterback committed to Clemson. You had Kingston per year for Ben Russell, who was just a sophomore that threw for almost 3,300 yards this year as a sophomore. And just stupid numbers, and is the number 1 quarterback in the 28 class in the country. So he's going to be. I think he's already up to.
I think I saw the other day got an Alabama offer the other day.
Alabama, Florida, and one more in 1 week.
Okay,
already had Auburn and Tennessee and several other teams.
And we'll continue on the high school vein, but I do want to touch on the portal and recruiting.
Yes,
and that. For both Auburn and Alabama before we close
100%. We're going to get through. Like I said, we're not going to go through the whole thing. But, all right, so we go down to the new 5A, which was 6A, and you look at some of the teams that are still there. Clay Chaltville's still there. Saraland's still there. They kind of seem to be the 2 top, and then Parker's still there. There's some really, really good football teams, and top to bottom, probably the toughest classification in the whole state. Because you go to Region 1, where Mobile is, in Baldwin County, you had Theodore, who Ben Russell beat in the 3rd round. You had Saraland, who Ben Russell played in the 4th round. You got Spanish Fort, who's been their nemesis forever.
Yeah.
Murphy is not very good. He used to be really good, not good right now. Blunt's always good. Gulf Shores is good. Alberta, not so much. And Baldwin County, they kind of up and down. But, man, top to bottom, there's 4 or 5 teams in that region just brutal, man.
Yeah, it's that more so than the 7A, now 6A classification. That one's a tough one.
Right. Most people around these parts know what the region looks like for Ben Russell. And, I've always liked this region when it breaks out like this, when Ben Russell's matched up with Wetumpka, Stanhope, and those teams. It seems those are classic matchups.
Even though, I guess, as the crow flies, probably not that different. It feels more local, though.
It does feel more local. And Russell County, now, Rehoboth ain't local. There ain't nothing local about Rehoboth. You're going to have to get on your horse to get down there. Down in the southeast corner past Dothan. I didn't know there was a way to get past Dothan. But it's out down there literally almost in Georgia.
I think when you get past Dothan, that's Florida, right?
That's it. And then Georgia, right on that little corner down there. And then you've got Pike Road. That's going to be a big-time matchup.
Yep.
Ben Russell matched up with them a couple of years ago in the playoffs. Pike Road's got a great program over there. So we'll see that. Percy Julian, Park Crossing in there. So a very, very good region, I think, top to bottom there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one to watch.
Listen to this region, JJ. Region 4, which was the region Ben Russell was in.
Right.
Mountain Brook, Homewood, Ramsey, Helena, Pelham, Chelsea, Calera, and Chilton County.
All right, one, immediately your mind jumps to Mountain Brook and Ramsey in there. But,
and Homewood.
And Ramsey's had a weird couple of years, man. They had a great team 3 years ago. The last couple of years, they get off to a slow start, and then they go on a win streak, and then they get slow again.
It's been bizarre.
Very up and down.
And then Clay Chalwell, who's been probably the best overall program in the state the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Got Oxford, Pell City.
On a 3-game winning streak against Thompson, by the way.
Yeah, ain't nobody saying that.
Yeah.
There's nobody saying that.
Yeah.
Clay Chalwell, Douglas, Oxford, Pell City, Pinson Valley, Southside, Springville, St. Clair. Man, I feel sorry for those teams. Oxford, they can stay in there.
Yeah, Clay Chalwell and Oxford's a good matchup.
But the rest of them, going to be like a lawnmower.
Yeah.
It just like, I mean, I hate to be that way. Maybe somebody can step up and prove something different. But that's a couple things there in the new 5A. I just want to get down to 4A, and then I want to talk about those private schools real quick because that breaks out. 4A, because we got some teams around these parts that it's interesting to see. Central Clay with Danny Horn, is he going to coach one more year? We're going to see if that holds. Hasn't made a decision yet. I know he's close to trying to decide to hang it up, but he hasn't done it yet. But he's in a region now with Anniston, Alexandria, Jacksonville, Leeds, Lincoln, Moody, and Sylacauga. So that's one of note. And another one that's local around here for us, Beauregard, Elmore County, Greenville, Hopeville, Marbury, Tallahassee, Charles Henderson, and Valley.
Okay.
So that one's kind of mixed up.
Yeah, I was just trying to think, like, if I'm looking at that region, where am I landing? I'm thinking, like, well, Greenville can jump up and get you now and then. And that's a pretty balanced region.
Yeah, I think so. I think that could be a fun one to watch and kind of see how that plays out. All right, I do want to go down to this AA private. There's only 2 regions, and there's 8 teams in each region. I want you to hear this one. Region 1, Faith Academy, Baldwin County. Houston Academy is down around Dothan.
Houston County.
Down around Dothan, close to there. All the way on the other side of the state, though.
Yeah.
Okay?
Over above the Panhandle.
Yes. McGill-Tulane, Baldwin County. Montgomery Catholic, Montgomery, obviously.
Oh, Lord.
St. Michael, Baldwin County.
Yep.
St. Paul's, Baldwin County. Or Mobile. UMS Wright, Mobile.
Yep.
And Glenwood. Phoenix City. I mean,
was there nobody in the other region that could squeeze into that?
So let's go over to Region 2. American Christian, Tuscaloosa. Briarwood Christian, Birmingham. John Carroll, Birmingham.
Yeah.
Madison Academy, Huntsville.
Yeah.
Randolph School, where is that? Isn't that up north too?
Randolph County, yeah, right?
No, it's not Randolph County. It's up north. This is Randolph School, not Randolph County. I think it's up north. Let me see if I can find it. right here, which, yes, up around Huntsville. Okay. Yes, Randolph School up around Huntsville. St. John Paul, Huntsville. Westminster Christian up there, too. And then you got Lee Scott.
Yeah, I guess it was either going to be Lee Scott or Lee Scott or Glenwood that had to make that
switch
to Mobile, right?
There's the map. The two outliers, really. Now, I mean, it's not a Sunday drive for Montgomery Catholic and Houston Academy to get over to Mobile. Yeah. But when you look at Glenwood over here, and then you look at Lee Scott, they've got some reasonable ones up around the Birmingham.
You feel like Glenwood's looking over across state going, how about the GHSAA? How are they doing over there? You know?
Seriously.
Yeah.
So, the question is, and then, I won't go through all of these on the single A for private schools, but JJ, there's 4 regions there, so it's a little bit more like a normal classification there, and it's all done by size. But when you look at how that plays out, overall, that double A for private schools is tough. And what it boils down to is AISA. Where do they fall in this thing? Do they coerce? Because Glenwood and Lee Scott left AISA because of travel issues, because the competition, they were having to travel to Timbuktu to find teams to play. Well, now they go, let's go to HSA, get a little bit better competition, whatever. And they've had both teams have had successful years the last 2 years. Now they split it up. Now they're traveling worse than they were now. So does AISA put a proposal together where they go, hey, y'all all want to come back over here? Do they have a strong enough organization to do that? Because that's why a lot of teams left AISA to begin with.
It'll be interesting to see if something like that happens. And I've got some friends in the AISA, and there's varying opinions on the strength of that organization at this moment. Just depending on who you talk to.
Maybe need to rework it.
Yeah, but we'll see. I mean, look. Eventually, it's all going to work out however it works out, right? I mean, that's sort of the...
I think you'll agree with me on this. I don't think the state legislature needs to be running either one of them.
No, at all.
I don't care. The comical thing for me is for somebody that's elected by their constituents in the region that they represent, whether they be a senator or a representative, all of a sudden, just because they've been elected to go represent their area in Montgomery, have become an expert on how to run high school athletics.
Yeah.
I mean, or anything else for that matter.
Right.
Like, sometimes you go, just because you have been chosen by your peers to go represent your area does not make you the master of all knowledge for every topic, man.
And what you hope you get out of an elected official is somebody that's willing to sit in a room.
That's got some common sense.
That somebody's willing to sit in a room with people who do know this stuff.
Right, and help them make a decision.
And absorb the information, right? Tell me what you're doing and why.
Right.
Let me understand it.
But don't come in there and go, hey, I got an idea. Y'all all step aside. We're going to form a committee. We're going to run it.
Yeah. Oh. If you want to make something better, a government committee will always do the trick.
Yeah.
No sarcasm. I mean, we all know that,
no
right?
Sarcasm in that.
A government committee will improve anything.
Yeah. They've got all the answers.
That's right.
I can tell you. All right, we're going to go to break. Stay tuned. More to
You're a member of one, ain't you?
I think so.
We're going light-footed. Oscar's Cafe on Highway 49 South in Dadeville, Alabama, is looking to see you today. Now, let me tell you, they got great food. They've always had great food all these years. Now, they still got that atmosphere. They still got that service. They still cater. Let me stop right there. 15 to 415 they can handle. So give them a call today at Oscar's, Highway 49 South in Dadeville. 256-825-4827.
Hillaby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hillaby Towers in Alexander City.
2025 RVs are here. Be the first to see the latest and greatest from your favorite manufacturers and lock in special show pricing at your local Camping World.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
S&S Tire is the #1 tire and service dealer in the entire Lake Martin region for reasons. First, S&S works on all makes and models, including imports, and our advanced trained ASE Master Tech can pinpoint and correct problems before they happen. S&S Tire sells by volume, and that allows us to demand the best price on all major brands, including Michelin, Goodyear, and Toyo. Most importantly, S&S Tire and Auto lives, works, worships, and interacts in our home community. S&S Tire, #1 for many reasons, but most importantly, #1 for your satisfaction.
2025 RVs are here. Be the first to see the latest and greatest from your favorite manufacturers and lock in special show pricing at your local Camping World.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill, Sunshine Heating and Air. Want to dive over a couple segments left. You wanted to get to the portal. Yeah, we wanted to get to it. Auburn has added 39. I talk about this every day. So Auburn's added 39. They lost 34. Look, Faith and I graded Auburn as a B+ on their portal additions. They're number 12 in the country. #1 major need was Byron Brown.
No doubt.
You go get you a dynamic quarterback. Everybody's like, well, what's going to happen? Like, it's different than going out and getting the 2 guys that Auburn's got in the last couple of years in Jackson Arnold and Peyton Thorne. This is a guy that's proven. He ain't coming in going, I've been on the bench, I was highly touted, maybe I can rejuvenate myself.
Yeah,
like,
no.
This guy threw for 3,000 and 1,000 twice in the last 3 years.
He can run this offense.
He can.
Now, does that mean they're going to go 11-1? No, not necessarily.
Nope.
But what it means is your quarterback situation,
is a lot
barring injury, is stable, right?
Yes.
Whether he has an All-American year or just an average year by his standards,
right.
The quarterback situation's stable.
You're going to get production.
And you need that, right? And so, especially with a new coach, new staff, new players. So I think the USF guys coming over, I don't know how to letter grade it. I don't know. I think they met their needs, right?
Right.
Coaching changes are hard. You're going to lose a lot of players.
Well, we were able to letter grade it based on what we saw go out and then looking at what came in. And, you lost some good talent, but I think overall you may have lost some more elite players, but you got a better crop of good players.
And this is what I talk about all the time when I talk about teams have different needs year to year. Auburn had a need for volume.
They had to go get
a lot of players.
They had to go get a bunch.
Yeah, they had to go get them.
Yeah.
Alabama, on the other hand, brings in 16. They lost 21. I still think there may be 2 or 3 stragglers before. I think
pick a few more.
I think the academic deadline at Alabama is next week. So
really?
There's a few.
Is that even existing?
Supposedly. From what I've been told, from what I've been told, I think.
There's only 2 weeks left in the semester. Y'all, come on, it's all right. It's all good.
So it wouldn't surprise me if there were a couple of stragglers, and at this point, it's when you go up to the 105-man roster, they're going to be small school additions, depth pieces, practice guys, that kind of thing.
Auburn had to go in and add. They got 19 offensive linemen on their team.
Yeah. So and that's so. then I look at Alabama with a different need too, because everybody was clamoring for Alabama to go out and sign a big time O lineman in the class. The problem is this: I get that if you're bringing back 3 starters. Like, you've got 3 solid starters on your offensive line, a couple of young guys battling for a spot, but I really need a left tackle to solidify things. I really need a left tackle to make my offensive line whole.
Yep.
Then I'm going to go spend $2 million on a tackle. I'm going to make it happen. They weren't in that situation. They needed bodies at every position, and the interior of the offensive line was in worse shape than the tackles.
Right.
So they then, of course, fired the offensive line coach, which had to happen. Hired a new guy who, my whole thing on position coaches, I don't know your feeling on it. I never look at stats or anything on a position coach.
Right.
Because they're not the coordinator. They're not calling the plays. But I do look at who hired them, right? So he's worked for June Jones, Jim Moore Jr., Lanning, Mike Tomlin, and Bill Belichick. Those are the coaches that have hired him. Those are pretty good coaches. So, and he was the run game coordinator at Oregon when they ran for 2,800 yards a few years ago and all of that. So I think they've done their due diligence there, kind of gotten hopefully to revamp that offensive line, because if they don't, big trouble in Little China is coming if it looks anything like it did last year.
Yeah, and it's amazing to look at the guys. Like, you looked at Alabama's offensive line and the star rankings, 4-star, 5-star, 4-star, 5-star, all the way across the board. You look at their running backs. They were numbered in their classes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 13. So everybody's like, well, we need some more running. We need better running backs.
Yeah, we need better running backs.
Yeah. Where?
Yeah.
Like, they don't get higher ranked than that. Like, so what is the problem? Like, and I know the running game, the running backs have to have a place to go run.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as they take the handoff, if they're getting hit in the face, there ain't much they can do about it.
You remember Mike Johnson that played at Alabama early in the Saban tenure. I think he was a Shula guy that crossed over with Saban. But I saw an interview with him, and he said, what was frustrating to him was watching the being so out of phase and the timing being so bad in the running game. Like, the running backs hitting the hole before the line is in position, or the line's not getting where they need to get before the running back gets there to make his cut. He goes, it's just discombobulated.
It's just a mess.
A Chinese fire drill going on out there.
Yeah.
So, and that, look, say what you want, that's a coaching issue right there.
And look, Jake Thornton was no better at Auburn.
Yeah.
You go out, you get the highest rated offensive lineman out of the portal, Xavier Chaplin, and you go out and get Mason Murphy, and then you go. Now, did he lose his hearing before he got to Auburn? Can you figure that out before? Did it take you to get to Texas A&M to figure that out?
I don't buy that for one second.
But see, the problem is that they had the most experienced group ever in that offensive line, and it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And so it was the same deal. And
last year, Alabama's running game wasn't much better last year. No. But how about this? You had Caden Proctor at left tackle. You had the center, who's going to be a day 2 pick in the NFL draft, and you had the number 12 overall pick in the draft playing guard. You had those 3 guys.
Yes.
I don't care how good the other 2 are. You giving me 3 day 1, day 2 NFL picks?
Yeah,
I'll take it.
You have a hodgepodge on the other one.
Yeah.
They ain't got to be elite. Right. They just got to get in the way at some point. So, all right, we got to take our final break. Stay tuned. One final segment right after this.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
The all-new Winter Timber is now open. Located right next to the Walmart Market across from the Auburn Mall. If the outdoors is your lifestyle, Winter Timber is your new headquarters. From rifles, ammo, and hunting supplies, camo, and all the outdoor essentials, they've got it in stock and ready for you. Winter Timber is here to serve Auburn, Opelika, and the entire Lake Martin area. And they'll make the drive worth it. For the best selection and the best service in outdoor gear, one name says it all. Winter Timber, the best in outdoor needs.
Bundle your home and auto and save money with State Farm's personal price plan. Contact State Farm agent Ron Carroll today at 256-378-6631 or visit him on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer availability and eligibility may vary.
Russell Medical Total Fitness is ready. Are you? Do you have arthritis? They can help. Pilates are for everyone. Ask them about the Silver Sneakers program. Get moving in a class now, or if you prefer, personal training on land and water are available. They have invested in new equipment for you. Invest in yourself with a dedicated and knowledgeable staff. Call today, 256-329-7623.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need. With top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill. And our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Zaxby's birthday cake milkshakes are back. Just in time for Zaxby's 35th birthday, so they're gifting you half-off handcrafted milkshakes. Happy birthday to us all. Zaxby's handcrafted milkshakes. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's. Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Back everyone to Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Final segment here tonight. We appreciate everybody that joins us every Tuesday night. And again, we appreciate all our sponsors out there, partners that allow us to do this show. Been doing this show over 20 years now.
Wow.
2 decades doing something is...
They fly by.
They do. But we've been doing it a long time. We have withstood the test.
In August, so I will have been here 15.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's crazy. It does go by fast. So, all right, Super Bowl is set. It's in Santa Clara, California at Levi Stadium, where the San Francisco, hopefully everybody stays healthy, because all San Francisco's players have been going down.
Yeah.
Apparently because of that substation, it's beside the practice field, and they're saying it's breaking down all the collagen in there. They're serious, man. Like, there's a bunch of doctors saying when they upped the wattage in that superstation, they built it really right beside their practice facility, and as much exposure. Those in San Francisco by far has the most injuries, and it's just crazy how it's affecting all the same things.
All right, someone could prove that, I guess, one day. Until they do, I'm going to say it's because you let your roster get old. And
that definitely could happen, but I don't know, like some of those guys.
I'm thinking about guys like Trent Brown and Kittle and McCaffrey, and they've gotten good.
But it's just
older.
kind of weird how so many are having the same exact thing. Now, it could be just now if they do it again next year and it's a bunch of new guys, they need to look into that. So, and I can promise you, if they do trace it back to that, and there is some kind of validity.
Down, but no, they'll move. Actually, they'll just go build a new practice.
There'll be so many lawsuits.
Oh God!
I mean, you better hold on to your britches. So, all right, Seattle and New England. The championship games, AFC, and at 10-7. I mean, it was okay. I mean, it is what it was. And then I think Seahawks and Patriots kind of got into that. I mean, the Seahawks and Rams got into that, kind of picked it up and started scoring. It kind of became a little bit of a shootout. But Seattle, to me, is clearly the best team right now.
I think so, too. And I really like their coach, Mike McDonald. I like him a lot. He just seems to be doing a really good job.
Yes.
I think their offensive coordinator is about to get hired to coach the Raiders as soon as the Super Bowl is over, and he probably deserves it.
And that's where Fernando is headed. So.
Yeah, and now, honestly, when I look at the Patriots, here's the thing. I loved Mike Vrabel when he was with the Titans. I thought he did as good a job as he could have done with what they gave him to work. Yeah. He never had a quarterback as good as Drake May when he was with the Titans.
No.
So now you give him a good young quarterback, and Drake May's still feeling his way through things. He'll lay a stinker here and there. But man,
he didn't have. I mean, that game he played in the AFC Championship game wasn't very good.
No.
But he wasn't the reason they won the game.
Yeah, weather had a lot to do
but
with
then
that.
you go back to the game before against the Texans. He didn't play well in that neither.
Yeah.
I mean, he needs.
Vrabel's defense can play, and they can run the ball. I just think Seattle, and I still keep saying this. That's the thing. That's what I was going to say. I hate to keep saying this because it seems like I would go, well, he's proven it now.
Well, he got stuck.
Unless Darnold screws it up.
Well, he got stuck unfairly with the Jets too for a long time.
He did, but then
he won 14 games with the Vikings and they kicked him out. It's like,
well, you remember he kind of wet the bed in the playoffs. You remember it was it's one of those things. So how big a mistake was that for the Vikings? Though? Go get the quarterback from Michigan. We're going to let this guy go. He's in the Super Bowl.
Man, you are the. You got to make the bed you lay in.
Then
with the results of the decisions you make. And
that's just
they're going.
But I think with both of these teams, it shows you two things: one, the value of a head coach.
Yep.
And two, the value of a quarterback.
And also, I'm thinking as I saw Robert Kraft standing in the locker room yet again of another team going to the Super Bowl, I'm thinking Jerry Jones is going. This son of a gun. Like they've been terrible for the last 2 or 3 years, and now all of a sudden. They figure it out and get back to a Super Bowl. Why in the heck can't – and Jerry Jones needs to look in the mirror and go, I'm the reason we don't get to where
I have met the enemy, and he is me.
And he is me, and I am with mice and men. I'm going to pet the animal till I pet it to death. And you're just not good for your own franchise.
No, it's not. But there's an interesting trend in the NFL right now. If you look at the teams that are consistently good, they've been teams with quarterbacks on a rookie deal.
Yep.
Where they're able to spend money in other places.
Yep.
And then once you have to pay that quarterback the big check,
right,
it gets a lot harder.
You don't have
to keep that around. To keep that around them. You're seeing it now with the Eagles. You're seeing it with the 49ers. You're seeing it, and once you have to cut that big check.
Kansas City, man.
Kansas City, same thing.
Yep.
So yeah, it's I do think obviously nobody's going to turn up their nose at having Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or somebody like that on their team, but it does make it harder when you're paying one guy $55 million a year to get in under the cap and fill out a full roster.
No doubt about it. So. College football probably starting to have to deal with that too.
Hey, apparently Darian Mensah, Miami's going to wind up paying 10 for him before it's done. Before they pay off Duke and then pay him.
It's just unbelievable, man. All right, that's going to wrap us up for this edition of Sports Blitz Live. We'll be back with you again next Tuesday for another edition. For JJ, I'm Brett saying we've enjoyed it. We'll hope you have. See you next time.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision-making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Wintertime in the South is mild compared to other parts of the country, but we still tend to be less active and spend more time indoors. Show your heart some love this winter by getting it checked out at the UAB Heart and Vascular Clinic at Russell Medical. I'm Dr. Kevin Sublett, and our entire clinic is dedicated to keeping your heart healthy. We're right here in your own community and backed by the knowledge and expertise of UAB Medicine. Make an appointment today by calling 256-234-2644 or visit uabmedicine.org/heartrussell.
Ivy Creek Healthcare is excited to showcase their newest clinic, Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin, located conveniently near the main entrance to Stillwater's on Highway 49 South in Dadeville. Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin is an urgent care with walk-ins welcome. Whether you need lab work, x-rays, or immediate care, find comfort here at Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin. Ivy Creek, here when you need us most. 256-82